Bristol are crap. Bristol are crap. Bristol are crap.
There we go. So, 2 songs to start the show, Middlesbrough and Bristol Rovers. It is review of my Fantasy Community Shield, where Bristol Rovers won and Middlesbrough lost. We have a guest tonight who is not happy. He's not happy with the way his team played in that game.
What?
And...
You haven't enough.
And... yeah. So here we go. This is Darryl Johnson. Hello, Darryl Johnson. Hello, Darryl Johnson. Hello, Darryl Johnson.
Hello. Sorry, I don't know what happened there.
Oh my God.
Turns out my mic was on mute.
Oh. Okay. You sure it was on mute?
It was on mute, actually.
Oh, that's why I couldn't hear you. So, the manager of Middlesbrough. Can I have some of your thoughts on the game, please?
Well, first of all, I was actually pleased with the way the team played. So I don't know what you were talking about.
Can I just say something? At the end of the game, listen. At the end of the game, you were interviewed, and you said the team played terrible.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, that's what I heard. You said the team were playing in the first half. Your team played terrible because they went 3-0 down. The second half, you said your team played the best football, attacking football, because they came back from 3-0 down to make it 3-0 before extra time. That's what you said.
No.
Carry on.
I don't know these things either.
Carry on.
Yeah, you know, it's just first half, just, you know, I don't know what happened in the first half. We didn't seem to look ready, but it came to the second half, and I gave the guys a good pretty telling off when it came to half time, because they just played it. They couldn't really be asked to play. So I'm like, well, if you're going to play like that, what's the point? So I have to give them a good kick up the balls in order to make them play better, and it seemed to work. Good team talk, and the team started to understand the importance of the game. Came out in the second half, firing at all cylinders, and I think to come from 3-0 down to 3-3, and then obviously to lose out on penalties, which it's a shame, because we worked so hard in that second half to actually bring it to 3-3 and then to lose on penalties. Well, at least I can now say that that's something that we need to work on before the Premier League starts. Penalties is definitely the key thing. I think our defence was rather weak in the first half, but there's a lot of positives to take from this game for us, because we played very well in the second half to even get anywhere near 3-3. Never mind getting to 3-3. We were doing so well. We were focused on the job and task in hand. And Bristol Rovers seemed to sit off in the second half, which is what you do. It's what you do if you're 3-0 up. If you're 3-0 up at half time, then you're obviously going to sit back and try and keep hold of the lead, which is understandable. But I think with the way the team, especially in the second half, was fantastic to see, and I really hope that we can see some good goals coming in when it comes to the Premier League season, because we know how hard and how thrilling it's going to be, because it's our first season in the Premier League, not going to be an easy one. We are going to be up against the likes of Bristol Rovers, who actually won the league, so we're going to look forward to it. It's going to be an interesting one, and hopefully we can come out with something against some of the big teams, like I said, Bristol Rovers, Man City, Chelsea. It's going to be a tough league, but I'm hoping we can come out and actually do something very good with our way of playing and stuff. And today was just a back to the wall day for us at the end. It's always sad to lose a cup final, especially when it's I'd say probably the biggest competition in England by far. And to lose it, it's a shame. But when it comes to penalties, it's just not much you can do. It's just like look at a lottery, isn't it, when it comes to penalty shootouts. And sadly we ended up on the wrong side. But yeah, like I said, it's a shame to lose it. But onwards and upwards we go.
Yes. What about the other team, Bristol Rovers? Can you give me some opinions on Bristol Rovers?
Well, I think the first half they were absolutely excellent. They absolutely set us apart. I don't think we expected that. I think we were just expecting quite a bit. But I wasn't expecting them to be as rampant as they were, which, they are a fantastic team. We do have to remember that they might have been 3-0 up and then bottled it in the second half. But you look at the way they played in the Premier League, they were beating, firing at all cylinders, they're playing with every single team in the Premier League, and that is why you won it. That's why they won it. And I think Amy is a very good manager for them. And obviously, if they didn't have a good manager like her, then who else would they bring in? Because you couldn't really bring in the manager that would win the Community Shield and the Premier League in the space of 1 season, 2 seasons. It's good for them, and I think we're going to struggle against them when we come up to playing against them twice. We're going to be playing against them twice this season coming up, so they're going to be tough. Obviously, I think the home game will have some good advantage. We'll have an advantage with home fans. But it is, at the end of the day, it's just the result that matters. And when it comes to the Premier League, you either win the games and stay up, or if you keep losing all your games, you're going to get relegated. But I think, can we see Bristol Rovers winning the Premier League twice in a row? Possibly not, because I don't think I remember any Premier League side winning the Premier League twice in a row, unless that has happened recently. But it's going to be a good league. It's going to be a good season, and hopefully we can come out and finish, I think, probably mid-table. Bristol Rovers I think will finish above us, because they're obviously well experienced in the Premier League. They've won it. and they'll be expecting to do the same again. They'll be the big team to watch out for when it comes to actually playing against them. It's going to be tough.
Well, two seasons ago, QPR won it, and it brought a shock to my Premier League because QPR's manager is my former Aspirations tutor, James Corrion, who is the current manager of England, but still the manager of QPR. And he brought in good players and made QPR play as a good team that season. They won it, and they played in Europe the season after. They didn't make it. Well, they made it to the knockout stages, but they failed to go on to the final. But QPR also, QPR also another tough team that you need to watch out for.
And I mean, you look at the way QPR have played in the Champions League, and obviously getting to the knockout stage is a very big achievement for them, because you look at some of the teams you could be up against in the Champions League, and it is the toughest, even more toughest. It's absolutely solid. It's the hardest competition you will ever play in Europe. Bristol Rovers will struggle in it, and I think if any team from the Premier League can get through the knockout stage, it's a bigger team for them. Okay, the QPR might not have got to the final, but I think with the fact that they'll make a huge amount of money from getting to the knockout stage and through the group stage, they'll make a lot of money. They'll have bought players in to make the team stronger, and I think, if they ever get back to the European competitions, I think they could possibly go on further than the knockout stage. They could probably get to the final, but like I say, you're up against teams, when it comes to knockout stage, you're up against teams like Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Dortmund, Man United, Man City, and all them. A lot of humongously big teams, PSG as well. There's a lot of big teams up against, and it is always going to be tough. The knockout stages is always the toughest part of any competition in Europe. Europa League, there's 2 knockout rounds before the quarter-final. And in Champions League, there's one round of knockout stage till the quarters and stuff. So, I think to get for Boro, probably for Boro, I think for Bristol Rovers, their aim in the Champions League will be to, I'd say at least, because they will be in the group stage, won't they? They'll be in the group stage when it comes to the start of next season. They're going to be in the group stage, aren't they?
Yes, they're already in the group stage.
Or do they have to go? Yeah, they're in the group stage. Now, have we found out which teams they're going to be playing against? Just out of interest.
Let me have a look.
Well, regardless of who they're playing against, we'll find out in a minute. But they're going to find it tough. It's a new competition. It's a very difficult competition to be part of, and it is enthralling. And there's nothing better than standing in the middle of the home pitch, stood in the line, listening to the Champions League anthem played around the stadium. It's an absolute joy, and I tell you, there's nothing better than actually playing in the biggest competition in Europe.
Right.
But they are going to find it hard, whoever they have in group stage.
Yeah. So they have Celtic, Sporting Lisbon, and Inter Milan.
And they are humongously tough teams. Celtic, of course, champion of the Scottish Premiership. Never won the Champions League because they've never been good enough in Champions League. That might be one team that Bristol could possibly get at least a draw or a point out. But with the other teams, Sporting Lisbon and Inter Milan, they are very, very good, organised, solid teams. I don't normally say this, and I'm not biased or anything, but I don't think the Bristol Rovers will be good enough to get through that group stage, because the teams they'll be against are just rock solid. I know they might have the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and Neymar and stuff, but they're just players. They're not like absolute legendary players, are they? And you're up against tough teams. Inter Milan's going to be a tough game with the San Siro and stuff. So I don't think Bristol Rovers will have enough power and stuff to go through to the knockout stage. But that's obviously, that's me saying that before the season's even begun. Mm-hmm. The campaign's not begun yet, and it is rather early to say, but you look at those teams and I don't think they have enough power and will to go through. But I think if they finish third, that'll be good, because something will be in the Europa League, and they'll be able to they'll be in the knockout stage of the Europa League, which, okay, it's just, people say it's not very good being in the Europa League, but it's actually a very big competition, and it's actually more important than the Champions League. Because if you win it, you win Europa League, you automatically go into the group stages of the Champions League for the next season. Plus, you also play in UEFA Super Cup, and you're nicknamed European champions. The Super Cup is the biggest, whether people agree or not, but I think it's the biggest competition in Europe, because whoever wins that is definitely named European champions, because there has to be one team that is actually Champions League, and it can't just be Champions League or Europa League people. It has to be the one-on-one match. The UEFA Super Cup is the exact one. Whoever wins the Super Cup is champions of Europe, and that is the end of that. So, yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting campaign for them, and obviously Boro in Europa League. We've got a couple of easy teams. New Zealand obviously first game in Europa League for us. We're looking confident at that one. I think the team are confident for this Europa League campaign. It's going to be a hard task for us though, because we're obviously playing in Europe, playing in front of teams, fans and stuff from different countries. It's going to be tough, but I think we have enough time to go through. Bristol Rovers, it's going to be an interesting season, but like I say, don't count your chickens before they hatch. No, I'm being serious. That's the actual old thing.
Wow, I haven't heard that before.
Yeah, it's what people say, because people say, like, the first game of the season, the first game of the championship played to the end. Leeds fans were saying that after Leeds won against Stoke, I believe they did. Did they win against Stoke?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Leeds fans apparently were saying that they think they're going to win the league, but let alone, can't be too complacent, can you, the other team? Up against the likes of Boro and Derby and all, and go, the Championship is the toughest league, and they always say, don't count your chickens before the hatch, because it's too early to say that you're going to get promoted, relegated, or whatever after the first game.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, before we end the show, let's talk about your new signings, and also let's talk about Jamie Vardy. So, your first new signing, Danny Drinkwater, you signed him from Chelsea.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Signing.
Yeah. What do you think he will bring to Middlesbrough?
Well, it's early days, I mean, I haven't seen too much of him in an actual Boro shirt. So, obviously, he's had Premier League experience, and obviously we're playing Premier League quality. A very good midfielder for Chelsea. As I said, experience in Premier League, experience in these European competitions. He knows what it's like to play for a Premier League team. Yeah. I think he'll do very well for us, and I think he'll be a solid midfielder. He'll make the midfield rather solid, and it's just a question of doing what he needs to do and what he does already. And I think he showed in the last some of the pre-season games and stuff that he's played, and obviously some of the games that he's played has been very decent. But can he do the same in the Premier League? It's a different team. We're not Chelsea. Who've been crowned European champions, goodness knows how many times. Once, but twice, But we're not European champions, right? And he's going to find it tough. New club, new stadium, new teammates. Obviously, he'll be familiar with Jamie Vardy as well, because they're both English. The English link So, there's a lot of English players in our team, and they are going to get on well with each other because they know each other very well. England international team as well. So, it's going to be interesting to see how he does. But, it's early days, so I think maybe give him, till, probably October, November time to see if there's anything that needs improving. Probably the first 2 games I'll be keeping a close eye on him. He's, as I said, new. He's going to be inexperienced at Minister for a year. Premier League experience and stuff. So he should be good, but we're just going to have to see how he copes.
Right, now we'll move on to Lionel Messi.
What can I say? What can I say about Lionel Messi?